for real?
Live from Studio B at KPRC Channel 2. Houston Live starts now.
Well, welcome to Houston Live, October 8th. As I like to say, Friday Eve, Lauren Kelly.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so excited to be here on Friday Eve. Yes.
Oh, girlfriend, it's so good to see you here and not, you know,
Let me tell you something. I love being live out in the streets of Houston, but obviously we still need to take some safety precautions and wear our masks everywhere. I'm just glad to be 6 feet away from you, safely not wearing my mask. This is the first time I've put lipstick on in like 6 months.
We are never going to have to buy lipstick again.
No.
This is the only time that we put lipstick on.
No.
I'm getting used to my face now without it, which is so, and now when I put it on, I'm thinking, oh, this is weird.
Oh, yeah.
But that's okay.
I only put on half of my makeup each day.
It's all about the eyes.
Yeah, right? I'll work on that.
Well, it's so good to see you. And of course, Lauren Kelly is here. Derek has some much needed time off. He's taking a little decompression.
Yes.
He hasn't had a day off in a while. So I hope you're having fun. I hope you're not watching. Well, I hope you are watching, but I hope you're having fun. I don't know. Hopefully that'll all kind of come out in the wash. But
watching and having fun.
It's so great to see you.
You
and
too.
We also have this other little guest here.
Who is this?
Mr. Bones.
Oh.
Isn't this the cutest thing you've ever seen?
I'm assuming that this is edible because it smells very sweet.
Girlfriend,
Tell me
this
all
is
about it.
all edible, and I just found this last night. So this is from Flower Florals, and so Mr. Bones is basically all cookie.
Okay.
And then all of the guts are extra. So if you could just, if you wanted to get the cookie, you can, just the bones itself. And that's $55. But this is a local mama. She's in the Heights area. And it's just so cute. My boys are gonna love this. I just think it's such a great surprise. People aren't really having parties, or maybe it's a drop off for a good friend. But last night, best friend Lori and I popped over to Paris, Texas. I know you love that store. Derek loves it. We love it. Chloe and Paul Hodes, they are amazing. But they had this great pop-up last night with all these local businesses, and that's where I found Mr. Bones and of course Crystal, who is the owner and baker from this really cool establishment.
What a great idea.
Isn't that awesome?
I love it. I love it.
And the pop-up's going on today. They also have, she has game day boxes as well. Super fun. So another one of my favorites, Amelia Collection. Emily makes all of those fun embroidered tops and dresses from Mexico.
So cute.
I've worn several of her pieces. And then another, there's best friend Lori right there.
Hey, Lori.
And then
I knew by her arms.
Right? She has an amazing body. Absolutely. Well, this is Southern James and Shelby.
Oh, look.
Yes, you're
I have them on
too,
today.
right?
Yes.
Okay, I'm so glad.
Yes.
So she's like, look, if I don't develop carpal tunnel from making all these bracelets, I'm going to be in the clear. So
Right.
You know, this is the thing that I love about Houston is you can go to these great stores, shop local, but then the store owners also love to hold up other boss babes, right? And have pop-ups with home-based businesses, micro businesses where literally they are one-stop shopping, which I think is so cool. And the pop-up is still going on until 6 tonight at Paris, Texas.
At Paris, Texas.
Yeah, over there, San Felipe and Voss. Pop in there, like pop
like a
into the
pop-up.
pop-up. But getting back to Mr. Bones, she does free delivery, basically, kind of like Houston
Greater
area.
Houston area, okay.
Yeah, but $55 that for just the bones, $65 with the guts.
Right.
And then also she's got these funny face cookies, like these monster faces.
Oh my goodness.
For like the super littles or something, if you wanted to get those for your friends.
And you can keep those in the package as decorations until you go to eat them.
Absolutely, it's so cute. And
adorable.
so these are all, there you go, I'm sorry, the directors are gonna be so mad at me now. But isn't that fun?
I love it.
It's such a cute idea, and supporting local and the local mamas. And I believe these are $35, 2 for $45, but Flower Florals, go check them out.
I love it.
And all the other ones.
That's the best about a pop-up shop. Like you said, it has a little bit of everything. There's
Absolutely.
The treats, there's the drinks, there's the clothes. I love it.
I know. It's so much fun to support all. And you guys know that I always do that. I try to support local and really shine a light on that because so many of these businesses are hurting, have hurt. You know, the doors have been closed. They have to get very creative to come up with a new business plan, right? Speaking of creative, What were you doing earlier this afternoon?
Oh, I was just chit-chatting with our friend, Mr. Paul Wall.
I mean,
People's Champ, Mr. Iceman.
He is so awesome. And by the way, like a total family guy.
Let me tell you something. If you ever speak to Paul, he has a smile on his face all the time.
All the time.
He's so proud to represent Houston. And that makes me so happy. Wherever he goes, he's got the H on something. You know, he wants the number 59 jersey. Basically, we chatted because, you know, 59 Southwest Freeway. If you're from Houston, you know what's up.
That's
and
it.
He also has a cardboard cutout in the Astros Minute Maid outfield.
Yes.
So he was talking about that.
Oh my gosh. But here's the thing. How do you get a grill?
Oh, well, if you tune into our interview coming up next week, we're going to play that back, I think, at the beginning of next week. He's going to tell us all about that, what his favorite jewelry is, all about his new music. And he actually, Courtney, gave me a rap name.
He did? Like
he
an official?
did. An official rap name. Should I tell you?
Yeah, I'm dying. So
Okay.
he picked it out. How did
He
you
picked
guys
it out, and
collab?
so
Wait a minute, you collabed with Paul Wall.
I literally gave him the first 2 seconds of grills. I said, what it do, baby? It's the Iceman Paul Wall. And then I said, I need you to give me a version that I can sing as myself so we can do this duet. And he's like, okay. Now that we've been talking for 3.5 minutes, I know you so well. And he was like, I used to have a friend back in the day. We called her Lil Lauren, but we're going to call you Lil Lauren Ice Lady. So it's the Iceman, and I'm the Ice Lady.
I kind of can see. It's like it was made for you.
Right. I'm just going to rock it, but I'm not the only one with a rap name. I know that you have one.
You know, I mean, I might have had one for a while now. Do you guys remember Smitty's Spread Love?
Yeah, of course.
The Uber driver sing. I mean, we had some fun, man. This guy just freestyles. And so I was like, Smitty, I mean, I need a rap name. Yeah. So what would it be? Do you remember what it was? No, I'll help you. I'm putting you on the spot. It's okay. It's okay. Unicorn Blessing.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And then I asked him for one, and he said, you're not going to get as good of a one as Courtney did. So I said, I'll just wait.
I mean, it's just so cool the way that these rap names come up, or even just stage names for people.
Of course.
But I think it just kind of, you know, it just makes me smile a little bit. Yeah. Yours totally fits, though.
Oh, thanks. Like the Ice Queen. Almost Elsa. So I guess that means I have to be Elsa for Halloween.
I think it's pretty... yeah.
Right.
I would totally do that. You know, so...
My reasoning is so legit.
Well, and speaking of, you know, Elsa, because the blonde hair, like picturing you with costumes and stuff. So there's this actual, like, latest viral picture challenge going on social media.
Okay.
And I mean, it all started with, like, how's it going? Like, how did it all start and how's it going now?
Like career-wise, kind of like where you were versus where you're at?
Yes.
Okay, I think I saw this.
Okay, so I think we have, do we have a split screen of Lauren?
Oh.
Do we have that? Okay. You look like Dora the Explorer on the left. What is happening?
So let me explain this photo, y'all. As of yesterday, I have been here at Houston Life on KPRC Channel 2 for 1 year.
Okay, you know what? I thought the other day that your anniversary was coming up.
Yeah,
okay,
it just kind of all melted together, right? So that was the photo that we took on my first day of school. And then today, I get to not stand in front of the wall. I get to stand here at the host chat desk with you, Miss Courtney Zavala.
And look what's changed. You're wearing a mask.
I don't have shoes on either.
That's perfect. But you know, it's so cute because that left photo of you really looks like first day of school.
Like scared and excited?
Well, you've got kind of like the Mama answering.
Take the floor already.
I've seen a few of those. I get so many eye rolls now when I tell the boys, like, just stop, you know, I need to take a picture of y'all.
Of course.
And is this going on Instagram?
Yeah.
You know, they get so mad at me.
The fact that they know that, though, is pretty
I know, it's so fun. But, okay, so I think we have one.
Do we have one for you?
I think we do, and I'm not exactly, oh!
That is not you, Courtney. I'm not saying it in a bad way.
Oh, boy. That is me on the left.
You are aging backwards, Courtney.
Oh, wow.
And I'm not saying that you look at all bad.
Bless my heart there on the left. Can I explain that, though? That was my first television affiliate job in Midland, K-Mid.
Oh, okay, okay.
But look at that hair. That was a full-on helmet.
Is that anchor hair?
That is anchor hair.
Courtney.
Yeah, look at that.
Gosh.
And I honestly think on the left is my actual real hair color. I'm pretty sure. I think that was, I don't remember what the exact color is, but that is so funny. I always had really short hair. I had like the pixie hair because until.
You did?
I did. I tried to grow my hair out in high school because everybody had this great, like,
of course.
I'm gonna say beautiful long hair, but you know, it was the 80s, so it was
a lot of hair.
There was a lot happening.
Yeah.
And everybody got perms. Well, my hair was already thick and curly, so didn't need a perm. But I really still wanted one to say that I got one.
Of course.
What would
Because
could
why
you imagine
not?
if I got a double perm on that?
Oh my goodness. Your curls would never go away.
So I just cut it off because I just figured it would be easier. So I always had really short hair, and that sadly Midland picture was the grow out situation.
Oh my goodness. A lot of my friends when I was younger had stick straight hair and they got the perms, but mine was always very frizzy. It never had like a solid curl. It was just frizz. And the Houston humidity did nothing to help it.
No.
So.
I know. Mine, I had a hairdresser once that actually refused to cut my hair.
Why?
I think because it was too much.
She
told my mom, yeah, I'm sorry, we can't cut her hair. It would take too long or something.
Oh,
I'll
my
ask my
goodness.
mom the full story. It wasn't like a reg person. I think it was just we were popping in somewhere and needed a haircut. I was crying. I'm sure it was the end of the world about something. And so the woman refused to take on the challenge, if you will.
Wow.
You know what's even crazier is and we've talked about this before, but I've had many people, my hair is just this constant topic. There's one lady that calls almost every day to tell me how bad my hair is.
What?
You know, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, bless her heart, right?
Yes.
So, and then people tell me to take out my extensions, stop putting too many extensions in. Look, this is my hair.
Wow.
And it's a blessing and a curse because there's a lot of it.
Yeah.
And really,
you're very lucky to have such thick hair.
You either have this or you have that Midland hair. And I don't know if Chris wants to pull that up again, but you take your pick, lady that calls me every day.
Okay, but here's my last question on that. How long did it take you to style?
Which one? The one on the left?
The left, yeah. Did
Man. You know, because it's super curly, so I would have to like really work that. And it took me a long time.
Round brush and dryer, or
any
like
hurricane, like Cat 5, that hair still looked like that.
The Aquanet hairspray.
It never moved. It was literally like, time to go to bed. Take off the helmet and put it back on tomorrow. I'm serious. It's so bad. My little brother, Ricky, has so much hair that he doesn't even have a part. He doesn't have a part. My nose is going all the place.
Everywhere. Also very lucky.
It just kind of grows out, not down.
Yeah.
That's the Zavala hair. Blessing and a curse. What can you say?
Your boys have something to look forward to.
They have good hair.
Yeah, that's
good. Do. And hopefully that lady will never call them. Okay, so we've got some really fun stuff coming up on the show. And by the way, thanks so much for letting me show Mr. Bones today. This
adorable.
was really fun.
I love it.
I forgot to show you this too. Mr. Bones does come with a mask.
Oh.
How cute is that?
He's safety friendly.
Absolutely. And of course, coming up today, we're going to talk about COVID-19 and how it basically changed 2020 honeymoon plans for newlyweds. If it didn't change the wedding date, it certainly changed the honeymoon plans. We're going to share the top 5 hottest destinations that you can book right now. My only question is, do we have to prove that it's a honeymoon? Like, can we just take it?
Let's just take it. I mean, we need some viewers to help us on this. Maybe we need to ask the viewers for their opinion.
We do. So on Facebook right now, we are asking you guys to share your travel nightmare stories with us. I'm sure you've got some good ones. We're going to share those more coming up on the show. So head over to social media. And then after the break, we're going to talk about all the good stuff when it comes to honeymoon plans and how you can book now and save. Maybe we'll go on a honeymoon.
I'm down. Let's go.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back.
COVID-19 threw a huge wrench in everyone's 2020 plan, and for those of you who planned on getting hitched this year, you probably also planned a honeymoon trip, but for most couples, that long-awaited vacation was probably canceled.
Most likely. So now couples are planning first moon trips, and here with top 5 destinations to visit is Travel Zoo senior editor Gabe Saglier. Hey, Gabe, how are you?
Hello, ladies. Hello. Good to be with you today.
Yes, it's the ladies' show.
Where are you going to send us on a honeymoon, babe?
I know. This is really interesting.
Imagine the heartbreak. quick. You know, 2020, I mean, it derailed all of our travel plans, but if you were looking to honeymoon this year, yeah, for sure, you're thinking about doing it probably next year. 95% of honeymoons planned this year derailed because of COVID. Most of them postponed, some of them canceled. Interestingly, 88% of what we're calling first moon. So here's the deal. Even though honeymoons were derailed, 30% of the folks we just interviewed, part of a survey we did with a wedding registry site, Zola, 30% of folks say, hey, you know what? Even if we postpone our honeymoon, we still want to do something romantic. Maybe it's a shorter trip. Maybe it's closer to home, less expensive, but we still want to do something romantic before the end of the year, even if we're planning a honeymoon now for 2021, 2022. So we're calling them first moons. Most of them are going to be regional. So if you live in Houston, you're probably going to stay in Texas or somewhere in the South. Most of it's going to be done by car. 85% of couples are going to be traveling by car for these first moons. About a third are willing to fly. But again, most of them in the continental U.S., Hawaii's high on the list as well. Mexico's high on the list as well, and as is the Caribbean. So mostly domestic, but a couple of close by international hotspots as well.
So we're seeing basically a shift in how these, honeymoons would typically be planned, because usually these are like far away and getaway,
exotic,
secluded.
right,
exactly. Okay, so let's jump right in and look at the top 5 first moon destinations that you're featuring.
Yeah, listen, Courtney, to answer your question, I mean, do you have to say that you're on a honeymoon or a first moon? You don't.
Okay.
You can, in fact, I'm eyeing all of these for myself because I'm ready to get the heck out of the house.
Exactly.
And just, I got to do something romantic too. It's been it's like 6 months of like very limited romance. So this applies to everybody. Okay, so the first one I thought was really cool because, some folks are just looking for a good old fashioned, Old West style getaway. And I love this place, the Grand Canyon Western Ranch Resort. So this is about 10 miles from the western rim of the Grand Canyon. If you know that all-glass skywalk, you're about 25 minutes from there. But then you've got these great rustic accommodations here. These cabins, these 2-person cabins have wood-burning stoves and fireplaces. You can spend your afternoons horseback riding, going on wagon rides. You can do helicopter tours from this property over the Grand Canyon. So there's a lot of sort of open-air, romantic stuff to do here at the Grand Canyon Western Ranch Resort. For travel all the way through March, you can do a 2-person cabin for 2 nights for $199.
That's great.
Oh, wow.
So, you're saving a little bit of money there. You splurge on some of that great Western food at the end of the day. But yes, really a cool place there, right in the heart of the Grand Canyon. And now that it's fall, guys, and because travel generally has slowed down, any sort of national park destination is going to be a little bit. You can see less foot traffic there. So again, romantic, open space. Lots available in between you and the couple next to you.
A cowboy hat's distance in between, right? Yeah. Okay, so we went from the Grand Canyon National Park, so now we're going to talk about Southern California, Gabe.
Yeah, so listen, Lauren, you strike me as someone who likes AAA 5-diamond propriety. I don't know.
Oh, yes.
Luxury. Yeah, why not? So if you land at LAX and you travel south, just about maybe 20, 30 minutes, the coastline of Orange County has these great cliffs, and you've got a handful of these really nice properties. This is the MONARCH Beach Resort. It's a AAA 5-diamond property, 172 acres. You're overlooking the Pacific Ocean. You've got 18 holes of championship golf. You've got a private beach. You've got several infinity edge whirlpools. You've got several high-end restaurants. Miraval Spa has its first coastal location here. So again, just a great couples getaway in Southern California. The weather now, because I don't live here, but I live in Southern California. The weather now, like between now and November, is really, really nice. If you're looking for a quick romantic escape, I highly suggest that the MONARCH Beach Resort. The rate here, $299. Usually rates start at about $600 or $700 a night. So $299 with a $50 resort credit every day for travel through March.
It looks fantastic. Absolutely.
Nice.
Okay, from Cali, let's go over to Florida, because this is another great deal.
So I love this property. So we surveyed our members. Your favorite state to travel to domestically, Florida came out on top of the list. Your favorite spot in Florida, the Florida Keys.
Yes.
So you're on the tip of Florida. It's sort of a tropical, you're going to stay domestic, but a great tropical escape. This is a beautiful property. This is the Hawks Key Resort on Duck Key, 60 acres. And it's designed like a quaint waterfront village. So you got an 85-slip marina here. You got several pools. But if you're a couple who likes water sports, if you like boating, boating, if you like fishing, if you like stand-up paddleboarding, again, great romantic water activities, this is the place for you. A 2-night stay here for $339. That's almost half off for travel all the way through March. As you know, as we head toward November, December, February, the weather in southern Florida is just fantastic. So a great bargain there, and just a great travel winter to visit the Florida Keys as well.
You know what else? I really like to hear the name, Hawaii. So we're going to go from one beautiful beach in Florida to Hawaii. Let's hear about it.
So listen, Hawaii just opened back up, right? Starting October 15th. So just next week, you're going to be able to visit Hawaii as long as you've got a negative COVID test within 72 hours of arrival. You can now stay in Hawaii without that mandatory 14-day quarantine that we've heard about for many, many months. So a lot of people now eyeing Hawaii. This was number 4 now on our list, Hawaii, first moon destination. So who doesn't love a Hawaiian getaway? This, if you've been to Maui, then you know Lahaina, you know the Kaanapali shore there in the northwestern stretch of Maui. This is the Kapalua Villas, 22,000-acre resort right there on the water. You've got 11 restaurants, and you stay in these one-bedroom villas that are 1,200 square feet. So for some couples, this is bigger than if they sit at home.
Right.
You got more elbow room here, and look at that view. Wow. So a 3-night stay in one of these beautiful one-bedroom villas, $675. Now, what I love about this is that you can travel all the way through June. So you start. I think next summer is going to be a big summer for Hawaii to make up for the massive losses they saw in 2020. So if you want to do sort of a late spring, early summer getaway to Hawaii, this part of Maui I love, and this is a great property at a great price.
Absolutely. I love all these deals and the extension where you can book now and save later, for sure. Okay, one of my favorite places to go to, Los Cabos.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And you know what happened by the end of last year, sort of right before this COVID reality hit, more than 15 brand new resorts opened in Los Cabos, 15 brand new resorts. So the inventory exploded. And now what we're seeing is, as people are still traveling south of the border, even if it's in smaller numbers, an amazing, the value is amazing south of the border. So this is a place called the GARZA BLANCA Resort and Spa, right between Los Cabos, which is sort of like the more nightlife driven part of the area, and San Jose del Cabo, which is somewhat the laid back artsy part of the area. But the brand new property, 5-star, all suite, oceanfront property, 3-night stay here, $799. You get breakfast daily. You can upgrade to an all-inclusive option, but $799, 3 nights, breakfast daily, all the way through December of next year. So now you got a really long travel window to plan your first moon, your little honeymoon, or your pretend honeymoon. We won't say anything, but a great price there. By the way, all of these offers we talked about are fully refundable. So if you go to our webpage, travelzoo.com/Zola, because this is where we have our collection of first moon destinations, they're all fully refundable anyway. So you purchase them now, the kind of value you're probably not going to see in quite a while, if ever again. And at the end of the day, if you must change your mind, they are fully refundable. So just we're trying to incentivize romantic travel because we're all ready for it, whether we just got married or not.
Exactly. But these are all such great deals. And I noticed in some of the video that you were showing, if it's not a romantic getaway, there were some kids in the pool too. Yeah. So we get it. These are good options. Yeah. What about, we are also seeing some great deals on airfare right now. I know a lot of people say they're going to drive for their next trip, but we're seeing some great deals there too.
And listen, the airfare industry is rebounding certainly slower than I think, the numbers we'd like to see. On a good day, we're at about a third of where we were last year. So about 800,000 Americans are traveling through U.S. airports every day now. A year ago today would have been about 2.2 million. So definitely smaller numbers. But one big incentivizer, first of all, keep in mind, all these major airlines have erased those change fees, okay? Those fees got them, made them close to $3 billion last year. So no change fees, meaning that you can change your travel plans by air without getting stuck with those fees. And yeah, we're seeing the kinds of sales, especially for travel this fall into the holiday season, at rates that we in some cases have not seen in many, many years. I mean, cross-country flights round trip in some cases under $100, and certainly south of the border. Now, Mexico, no COVID test requirements. So again, another incentivizer there for people who are willing to kind of go there, play it safe. Once you get to resorts in Mexico, yeah, you'll see some mandates and some rules around masks and that kind of thing. But because Mexico has got that no COVID test requirement, airlines are jumping on board and offering some pretty good sales for destinations south of the border right now.
Well, that's because Mexico has the tequila for that. That just cures everything,
it's
right?
It's an antiseptic. Is that right?
Well, Gabe Sagne.
I'm not a doctor.
Yeah.
I'm
Travel
pretty
Zoo.
sure it's an antiseptic.
Yeah, exactly. It'll work, right? Travel Zoo senior editor, thank you so much for joining us. More info at travelzoo.com. You always have such great information. Thank you again.
Thanks, Gabe.
Thanks,
great
guys.
to see you. And make sure to check check out our website for all of today's featured deals. And remember, book now, and a lot of these are refundable. So go ahead and do your homework.
That's the biggest part for sure. And we'll be right back with a look at what's coming on at the news at 4 this afternoon.
Well, welcome back. Just about 3:30. Now we're going to get a check of today's headlines with Keith, Christine, and Frank ahead of the Channel 2 News at 4. Hey, guys, it's Friday Eve.
It's Friday Eve. Great to see you, ladies.
Yeah, we're almost there, but we're going to be dealing with a little bit of the effects from Tropical Storm Delta. It's a hurricane, yes. Don't want to downgrade that thing, at least not just yet. Frank, what's it looking like out there for us?
You know, we have had a little light rain across the area already. There's a look at our city cam. More bark than bite so far. These rain bands have brought in very little rain as they've been moving through, but they are associated with Delta down here in the Gulf. Continues to ramp up as far as strength. Here's the 1 p.m. 105-mile-an-hour winds gusting to 125. It's moving northwest at 13. Expected to take this northerly turn tomorrow. That will continue to move it toward the Louisiana coast. About this time tomorrow afternoon into the evening, between 5 and 7 o'clock, we're looking for a landfall. I want to zip in here a little bit. So there's that line. That's already inland as a Category 2 hurricane, 105-mile-an-hour winds. I realize some of Texas is still in that forecast cone. However, the spaghetti models are really clustered around southwest Louisiana. So that really looks like a solid forecast. Although we could see some tropical storm force winds, good 90% chance, at least in High Island, you might see that. Into the Houston area, 40-50% chance. But keep in mind, tropical storm force is only 39-mile-an-hour winds. But that will be there along with some rain, 1 to 4 inches. A storm surge, some coastal flooding is certainly a possibility with some wave run up and some large surf and dangerous rip currents. We'll talk more about the effects, and I'll also have the latest track that'll come out probably in the next 20 minutes at 4 o'clock on our news then. Christine?
All right, Frank, thank you. And in our team coverage, our Jonathan Martinez is in Lake Charles, Louisiana area. Folks there ready to face yet another natural disaster just weeks after facing another devastating hurricane. We will see his live reports starting at 4 o'clock with a closer look at evacuations as the storm approaches.
Plus, it is October, and this year may be more important than ever to emphasize getting mammograms. But numbers show screenings have taken a back seat during the pandemic. Today at 4, how one woman from the Woodlands said her life was saved twice with early detection.
And one of the wildest stories of the day, perhaps, the FBI breaks up a plot to kidnap the governor of Michigan. Several people under arrest today after a plan that included storming the state capitol and taking the governor. How the FBI learned about this and how they foiled that plan. That's coming up at 4 o'clock. So a lot to cover today. Coming up this afternoon, you guys.
Absolutely. We'll be definitely tuning in at 4. We'll see you guys in just a little bit.
Alrighty.
Well, still ahead, we're diving into the taste and sounds of Hispanic culture as we continue to celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month.
And we'll be right back.
Well, welcome back. You know, all this month we are celebrating Hispanic culture, and that includes everything from food to the music.
My favorites. Many of the events have gone virtual this year, but our Joe Sam found out that the Institute of Hispanic Culture of Houston isn't cutting back on the fun.
The celebration of Hispanic heritage kicked off big at the Institute of Hispanic Culture of Houston, something President Scarlett Silva says has been happening since 1965. And after a few rounds of salsa, we built up quite an appetite for some tasty Hispanic dishes.
One thing that is a staple across Latin America is rice and beans. In the country that my family's from, Nicaragua, we call it gallo pinto. It's also called moros en cristianos. It's called casamiento, tacu in Peru. But it's something that we as a people live off.
We also had empanadas and churrasco, which is like saying barbecue in Latin America.
Now it's time to try something sweet. And oh boy, do I see some good sweets up here at this table.
Yeah, we have now Almendra from Almendra, Cadillo's pastry chef. And now she's going to take us through South America with all the desserts. So we can see a little bit of variety of all the cultures in South America.
Then there was the key lime pie, passion fruit cheesecake, and several other sweets to keep the cravings satisfied.
It's part of the culture, right? If you want to know the culture, you need to eat their food. It's part of the tradition, the flavors. So you guys can just come and try it.
We had to wash it down and try some of the traditional drinks of the Hispanic community, which pretty much all included tequila.
Silva, I think it is time to start a party.
Yes.
This is the part I've been waiting on.
Yes, Hispanic culture is known for their drinking, and tequila being the #1 drink among our culture. And today we have to bring the best of the best. The Veneno tequila, here we have it with Mike and Paul, and they will tell us more about this special tequila.
For me personally, I don't know anything in the Hispanic community that's more important and more dear than tequila.
Oh, yeah.
And to be here today, we wanted to do something special, and so we actually brought our master of expressions in from Guadalajara, and that is Pablo here.
First of all, with our Veneno Blanco, we have our first drink, which is the Margarita, your most traditional drink.
That was paired with, you guessed it, more tequila, Topo Chico, and some fresh lime juice.
And then most important, we have, this is our baby, our 7-year extra añejo. This has been aging for 7 years, and it's a double cask. You'll get notes of hazelnut, sweet chocolate notes, things like that. Good for the connoisseur, the person who loves and enjoys a nice quality tequila. This is as well as high premium, award-winning extra añejo.
And as we said salud to another Hispanic Heritage Month, we were treated to both the tango and salsa vocal performances.
¿Quién sabe si supieras que nunca te he olvidado, volviendo a tu pasado, te acordarás de mí. ¡Oh! Muchos se han visto de mí con respeto y simpatía, unos con sinceridad y otros con hipocresía.
This jam-packed celebration is held every October, including virtual options this year to preserve and disseminate the richness of Hispanic culture, values, and civic interests with the community of Houston.
I mean, he has the best assignments, right?
The best clap, the best dance
He
move.
was very into the intro clap. I loved it. Joe, that was awesome. We do have a link to learn more on our website.
Awesome. And when we come back, I'm going to introduce you to my new friends, Axel and Izzy. These doodles have a very special job. They are certified grief therapy dogs at a local funeral home. More on their story coming up next. The Carter Conley Funeral Home is a family-owned and operated funeral home right here in the Houston area. It was established in 1992, and I am here with the owners and morticians. Lovely people, Brad and Lisa Conley. Thank you for chatting with us today.
Yeah, thank you for being here.
We've got some very special guests that are here at this funeral home every day. They are certified grief therapy dogs. Why don't you introduce all of our viewers to Axel and Izzy?
This is Axel. Come here, Axel. You want to say hi? Can you get up? This is Axel, a.k.a. Grief Therapy Dude.
Grief Therapy Dude.
There's the backside of him.
His hair.
You can turn around, buddy. You can say hi. And then we have Izzy, his sister Izzy.
So let's tell everybody about why these two are so important to this establishment.
Yeah, absolutely. So they've brought just so much happiness and support here to the funeral home that we didn't have before. They're just a unique form of therapy. When people come and visit us now, just the happiness that they bring that's not normally at a funeral home.
Absolutely.
So.
You know, you walk in and it's not something that you're expecting to see. And who doesn't have a smile on their face when they say two big doggies like this? How do you train these two in this special kind of circumstance?
So we are lucky to have a friend that's a mortician as well as a certified dog trainer. So he would come here to the funeral home and work with us and the dogs and kind of get them used to the unique scenarios that we encounter here, as well as just socialization from the beginning when they're puppies, just getting them exposed to as much, just different scenarios with people, handling noises, things like that.
So they've been training for this since they were babies?
Yes, yes.
What does a typical work day look like for Axel and Izzy?
Sure, well, they come in with us, every day. If we have families coming in to make arrangements, so they're there present to just be with the family. Again, just lightens up the room, so they do that. If we have services, they're here mingling with the guests. They just free range or free roam around the funeral home for services. until we have a funeral. The actual funeral service starts. They remain outside, but they're just here as regular employees, basically.
Now, they are the only 2 official grief therapy dogs in Houston. How did you guys kind of pave the way for this to happen, for a circumstance like this?
I had seen a story about a funeral home in another state that had a therapy dog, and I just thought, what a great place to have a therapy dog. We got Axel from a puppy and started the training, and so we've been the only ones in Houston, and we're happy to be.
What is the best part about the business for you?
I believe it's the emotional paycheck that you get in the services that you offer to the families and the help that you provide.
Just being there for them.
Exactly.
And I know that you guys are very active in the community. Can you tell us about the things you do around town?
We do. We go to different events. We definitely enjoy supporting our veterans, law enforcement. So we go to different events to support them, especially with the dogs. It's always fun to go to different things like that. We visit different nursing homes. Of course, now with the pandemic, things have been a little bit different. Senior living facilities, just kind of anywhere where they're needed.
Is it helpful that your husband is here with you, working with you?
It is very helpful. It is very helpful for us to be together every day. And I think we both truly love what we do. We both truly care about what we do, so it definitely makes it easier. We make a really good team.
What is a day in the life of a mortician like? What exactly do you do?
And it's always...
what are you responsible for?
Every day is different.
Right.
And that's kind of why I've enjoyed the funeral business, too. It's not you're definitely not doing the same thing every day. Every family is different. Every death is different. Death doesn't occur at a convenient time. It happens on holidays. It happens during the middle of the night. So it's definitely a 24-hour job.
Last question, left or right side of the entire bed?
Who said the whole bed? We have I think the largest bed you can get, but they still easily take up the whole bed, but we're glad for them too.
Well, Lisa and Brad, thank you so much for introducing us. They are just wonderful dogs. If you guys would like more information, 713-455-5100 is the phone number, or carterfuneral-houston.com is the website for more information.
Well, welcome back to Houston Live. I need to go back, though, on these grief therapy dogs at the funeral home. I heard about therapy dogs in a hospital or for children, nursing homes, never thought about the impact this could have at a funeral.
Yes, and they are the only 2 officially certified grief therapy dogs in the city. And think about it. When you see a dog like that has all that hair and is smiling, your initial reaction is to just be like, oh, it puts you in a good mood. It puts a smile on your face. I think it's a wonderful, wonderful idea.
And you were saying, too, the harness on the dog, say what?
So normally when you see a service dog, it says, please don't pet, don't touch. But the therapy dog says, please pet me. And so it is inviting you to pet them. And they are the sweetest. They're the cutest and the sweetest things.
Well, you can tell that couple is definitely their heart and soul into that. Such a tough, necessary business. I don't know if I'm communicating that correctly. I just went to a funeral yesterday, and you're sad and there's so many emotions going on, and maybe sometimes you're planning this at a whim's notice and you have nowhere else to turn, and to have a family like that at your side, or for others who are grieving walking through the door, I can just imagine. I mean, Oscar, our golden doodle, puts a smile on our face every day, whether you're having a good day or bad day, and there he is.
Oh, my goodness.
I can see why they're therapy dogs. I mean, he's a mess, but he's a lot of fun to have around, and very similar to that other dog that was in your piece.
Absolutely. Axel and Izzy, they just are the sweetest, and he's starting to look a little bit like Oscar with that fluffy hair.
I know.
Everywhere,
it's kind of like me. It grows out, right? Oscar got the Zavala trait. I don't know how that worked, but so we had some fun earlier talking about, we wanted you guys to get on our Facebook and social media and tell us your travel nightmare stories. And we're going to start with Susan, who said, well, my parents always flew first class. My brother and I were in the back. He was a puker.
That's my worst
You're lucky
nightmare.
you were allowed on the plane.
This one's from Zara. Went to Venice, Italy for vacation, and my luggage didn't make it till the last day of vacation. Oh my goodness.
But that's a good place to shop.
I mean, what an excuse, right?
I know.
What a great excuse to stop.
Darren, no wine on the plane.
Oh my goodness. How dare they?
Terrible. And I think we have one more.
Julianne writes, flight back from Grand Cayman Island canceled. Had to stay another night, paid for by the airline. I guess not really a nightmare.
Okay, no. I mean, when you're all packed up and ready to go, you know. So it's funny. On Tuesday, Orlando and I celebrated our 19th wedding anniversary.
Happy anniversary!
And I remember flying back home for a shower. So I was living in Salt Lake City. We flew back home in the summer for a shower in Chicago. And I don't know why, but we had the grand idea, I guess we were standby tickets.
Okay.
Luggage never made it. We were late. I mean, it was hours and hours at the airport. Ridiculous.
Just horrible.
Yes.
I feel like the only travel story I have, myself and my boyfriend Gabe traveled to Hawaii a couple of years ago.
Okay.
And he's very tall. He's like almost 6'4" or so. And they had us in the back of the plane. The chair did not lean back. He could not nap on the 8.5-hour plane. Screaming children. It was just kind of like the worst experience. Like, I can have 2 glasses of wine and be like, good night, I'm out. But he just, it was a nightmare for him and his height. They had him by the window and it was just awful.
Well, you and I don't have that problem.
No.
I can sit straight up, have no leg room, and I'd sleep just fine. Not a problem. One time, though, and I'm with Susan, so I wasn't on first class, but I think Aunt Rob was taking me on a trip to Hawaii, and either I made myself sick or something, but I still got on the plane and I had the barf bag, so I think I might have puked once or something.
I have never done that. I have never puked on a plane, and it is for sure. I get like anxiety thinking about the people around me. Like, am I next to the puker? Is this kid gonna puke near me?
Yeah. And are you like a courtesy puker? Maybe, you know, like if somebody does that, are you like next?
Right, like, or am I like heaving? I'm gonna try to keep it as low key as possible.
Oh.
Like,
I know. There's lots. You know, my aunts were flight attendants for many years, and they, I'm sure, they could probably write a book.
For sure.
I was around somebody where they took their shoes and socks off, and their foot was right here.
No. Yeah. On the little armrest coming through on your chair?
Yes. Horrible.
Oh, my gosh.
Horrific. Horrific. I know. Unbelievable. Orlando did take a video of a guy on a plane. I think he was coming back from North Dakota or something, and this guy was snoring so loudly, and I think there was something, they were backed up on the tarmac or something, and he was just asleep the whole time, and literally it was like, I don't know how the windows were still intact. That's how loud he was snoring. And finally the guy behind him said, dude, will you wake him up? Because no one could take it, but I mean, what are you gonna do?
Man.
What if you wake up somebody like that and they come out swinging?
Right, yeah, and you're in too close quarters to try that.
Yeah, I always fall asleep though on the airplane. Those headphones are in and I'm out.
My problem is I'm not a loud snorer, but I will fall asleep like this, and then
mouth open,
mouth drops back, and then I have friends or boyfriend who likes to like
stick some. Yeah.
Let's
well,
see if
the
she
good
wakes
thing
up
is, you know,
jokes.
like, it's so loud, and then people have their headphones on, so maybe if you are snoring, no one, except that guy. I don't think you were snoring as loud as him.
No, for sure not.
I know.
I hope not.
Well, I'm looking forward to actually taking a trip at some point. I don't know, 2025? I don't know.
I don't want to think about it. I'm just going to book it and then cross my fingers.
See what happens.
In 2021, maybe it can just happen.
I know. Well, I think a lot of people have kind of those nightmare stories now, and then they think, man, if only it wasn't that bad. That's not really a nightmare story. If only I could get on an airplane now and feel good. We were talking about trying to see our family over the holidays, so we're trying to see if that's actually going to work.
A possibility.
I don't know. Yeah, we'll see what happens.
You know what I've never done that I really want to try one day when I save up all of my savings? First class. I've never flown first class.
First class is good. You know, not that, I mean, it's been a minute since I've done that, but it's nice when that happens like on an upgrade or something. Right. You're just,
me?
Don't mind if I do.
First class?
I know. So my husband is tall too, so when he takes those longer trips, he's going to be,
of course.
well, either, maybe he's in like one of those pods too, where you're laying down. I have never been on one of those flights.
Fancy pods.
I know, I'm not very lucky. I wouldn't need one though. I could just curl up and I'd be
Where's
fine.
Courtney? Courtney's somewhere in the pod.
As long as I have, you know, my eye
mask,
I'm good.
Yeah.
A hot towel, I'm good.
A little champagne.
I know. Okay, well, I guess we have another comment. Let's get to Mary's comment here from social media on Facebook.
She's a courtesy puker, my new favorite catchphrase. I'm cracking up. I've never heard that.
You never heard that?
No.
Oh, boy, maybe I shouldn't have said puker on the, I know. It happens to me. That happened to me before. It's bad.
Have you ever taken the boys and them get sick on a plane though?
No.
They haven't? See,
no.
That's good.
I mean,
yeah,
you know,
on any vacation.
Yeah. You know, when they were little and we flew, that was definitely more stressful. Yeah. Now they, you know, they order their Sprite and they've got their headphones and they're ready to go.
Water.
Snacks, you know.
I have come back from a few bachelorette parties where I've witnessed a few girls who I've been very cautious of sitting next to.
Oh, listen, flying after that, no thank you. No. That's not good.
Courtesy.
Okay, well, no more courtesy pukers. Hopefully I didn't make anybody do that. We'll be right back with more Houston Life. Thanks for laughing with us. And coming up on tomorrow's show, we are catching up with our friend Christina Wells. If you're in need of some positive energy, this powerhouse vocalist and America's Got Talent alum, well, she's going to perform for us ahead of her virtual concert. I always love her music, her vibe. We're going to find out how she will give back to the community with this big virtual event.
So great. And with a special spotlight for Hispanic Heritage Month, we're traveling to Cuba and meeting the family behind the longtime local favorite, Cafe Piquet. Oh, that food looks so good.
So yummy. Well, girlfriend, this was so much fun, Lauren Kelly.
Thanks for having me, Courtney Zavala. It's been amazing.
Absolutely. On this Friday Eve.
What?
Way to get the party started, and we're going to continue now with the news at 4 with Keith and Christine.
All right, looks like you guys had fun. Always good to see you over there, Lauren.
Very good. Yes.